Fala galera, sou o Vinícius da Crescim Games, quem fala com vocês é o Crescim. Vamos continuar aqui na série Rumo, Platina de Tales of Arise. No episódio de hoje, galera, a gente vai continuar fazendo aqui as missões secundárias em Dana. E eu já vim aqui pra Campo Nevado de Nevira, onde nós temos essa missão, a Flor Fantasma de Nevira, que a gente pegou ela faz um bom tempo. A gente até tentou fazer ela, mas o bicho era nível completamente absurdo pro momento que a gente tava no jogo. Então, vamos tentar fazer ela agora. Eu não sei se a gente ainda não... se a gente consegue fazer ela ou não, né? Mas vamos tentar. Eu já vi o Fast Travel e liberou uma sketch pra gente assistir ali, então bora ver o que é.
Hey Rinwell, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
They were kind. That's the part I like to remember. They could also be strict though, especially when it came to magic. I never understood why I had to work so hard to learn magic. Why we couldn't just be done with it and live openly like everyone else. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Of course, if I'd had known that one day I'd be doing this, I would have taken my studies more seriously. What about your parents?
Same deal. Run through the mill. Told constantly that training was the only way to survive in a world like this. It got bad enough that I ended up running away and siding with the Renans of all people. And now, I've got that training to thank for being alive.
I know how that feels.
The first time we met, you risked using your magic to stop me from kicking my dad's ass. You could have done anything else. You could have ignored it. So, why?
Yeah, I guess something about Zephyr reminded me of my own father.
You don't say. So, did your pops and mine look a lot like each other?
Not really. Not at all, in fact. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt a resemblance, I guess.
Wow. Well, I won't pretend I understand, but I'm glad. Your dad must have been a great guy.
He was.
Tempo nebuloso.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something about Cislodia always feels mysterious to me. Solemn, almost.
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own Octalina Palace is no slouch.
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure tint of the shadows on the silvery white snow, it has a certain indescribable quality.
Indeed. It was boorish of me to even suggest such a comparison.
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as frosty towards us.
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past for a change? Take what you've learned and put it to use in the future instead.
An unexamined past can be just as dangerous in its own right.
Better that than obsessing over it like a certain someone I know.
Kisara doesn't mince her words, does she?
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from commenting on this one.
Mais
Hoodle, I've got some dried fish for you. You want some?
Forget that. Doesn't some tasty red meat sound better, boy?
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats. Get your own adorable sidekick if you're so desperate for one.
He appears to enjoy being the center of attention.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell used to be joined at the hip, or shoulder to talon.
It's not just Hoodle who's become more trusting. Isn't that so, Rinwell?
They do say pets and their owners act alike. I suppose since we've been together, I've done my share of coming out of my own shell too.
Well then, I guess with you and Hoodle, that makes us all one big happy family.
Sometimes when I'm deep in thought, Hoodle will come over and sit next to me. I only wish I could actually pet him.
Oh, you will someday. You won't believe how soft he is.
Wish I had that problem. I'm lucky if I can so much as look at old Featherbrain without him trying to claw me to ribbons.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else. Maybe it's just Hoodle's way of establishing dominance?
That's dogs, not owls.
What's going on when Hoodle pecks at you?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something. Unless... Wait, you don't suppose I make him jealous?
Come again?
Ow! Get off of me, you insecure fluffball!
I rather think they make a good comedic pairing.
Beleza, deixa eu fazer um save, só que faz muito tempo que eu não salvo. Desde aquela luta lá eu não salvei, da luta do último vídeo. Vamos lá.
Look out!
What the
Não
hell
me lembro
is
o nível
that?
dele.
Hey, you want a piece of me?
Stay calm, Law. It's coming for us.
54. Acho que a gente dá conta agora.
You just had to make things difficult for us, didn't you?
What are you muttering about? Focus or you'll get hurt.
Don't worry, I'll have this wrapped up in a flash.
Incineration wave!
Sleep Lancer.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
This
This is looking good.
Now you see what I can do.
It's showtime. Lightning strike. Explosion. Here I'll be saving
Dragon Sword!
I never miss.
Nossa senhora. Tô sem vida, Shione.
Magic is out. Radiant
Swordling Alpha!
Seal. Here goes. It looks like you got this one covered. Ready to go.
I'll smash you!
Denied!
Dragon Swarm!
Into the shadows. Hurricane strike.
You require
Amazing. Blizzard blow.
Shione não tá me dando vida.
In there with the others. Explosion. Flame of steel. Burning strike. Glacier spear. Here's evil. Hit. Freeze Lancer.
Por que a Shione não tá usando Ars e cura em mim? Eu só queria saber isso.
Hey, here's a healing. First aid. Seal. Inferno cross.
Não mente.
Hurricane strike. Got you. Kikara. Frozen.
Hammer!
Here's a healing art.
What did I tell you? Don't get in our way!
Eternal Devastation!
Hurricane strike.
Leave the chargers to me!
Radiant blow. Damn it. Watch and
Ah, ele muda os elementos, olha
watch
só.
out. It's changing its attacks.
Nossa senhora!
Light. Rain down and pure healing art.
Look sharp! I let my guard down.
Sleep now. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation. Freeze Lancer.
Not done yet!
Meu Deus do céu.
Where are you going?
I can carve
Magic
through
is
armor!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Purge malevolence. Resuscitation. In here. Glacial
Swordling
spear.
Alpha!
Here's evil.
Megasonic Thrust!
Magic is tidal wave. Lightning strike.
Esses ataques dele é muito ruim.
You'll pay for that!
Sleep now. Let's get you all tucked
Take
away.
this!
Hear me. Flame
No
of fury.
further!
Burning strike. Water. Hear my call.
A Shione não tá usando vida na gente. E não tá curando a Kisara. Revivendo a Kisara.
Water. Hear my.
Olha só. Não, o que tá acontecendo?
I can carve through armor!
Entendo isso.
Resuscitation!
Burn in hell!
Up and at 'em, let's
Dragon
go!
Swarm!
I have to train harder.
Swordling Alpha!
This will come in handy.
Shield and mace! On guard!
Shooting
Crush!
One more
Inferno
time!
crossing! This one's mine! Think you can fly?
Let's get you all tucked away. Radiant pierce!
On guard!
Take this!
There!
In a bind?
One in one pile.
A knife that'll bring you down! I can handle it! Have it!
Now I see what I can do on the ground!
Quebrou.
Too much to handle. Reload!
Vacuum blade!
Lightning stars down!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Rain down and
This
purify!
one's all mine!
Reload!
Eat dirt!
It's getting stronger!
Ah, não. Agora que ele vai entrar no modo apelão. Deixa eu fazer o seguinte. Shione usa esta aqui.
It's switching up its movement!
The enemy
Watch
is
out!
going all out! Blah blah blah! Crossblade!
Dragon form!
Inferno crossing! Seal!
Glacial spear!
Get on evil!
How about this? Far enough!
Freeze in here!
Now or never!
More for the Radiant here!
Water! Hear my call! Lightning! Glacial spear!
I call upon thee!
Tá, vamos usar de novo.
I'm going to need
Shield
to use all my healing arts to accomplish
Can't get out of this!
Shooting star! Dance in the wind! Resurrect! I'll be saving this one! Mine! Blah, blah, blah,
I can carve through armor!
Sleep now!
Look sharp! That'll
one's
bring
all
you
mine.
down!
Ignite!
Look sharp!
Dragon form!
Now for something
Severing wind!
Dance in the wind!
Hurricane thrust!
Feel! There! Got you! Let's get you all
Oh,
ready!
you got swappy!
Here goes!
No!
Friend!
Lightning!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Bring you
Right.
back from death's abyss! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down and purify!
Dragon form!
I have to
Into the
train
shadows!
harder!
Hurricane fire!
Take this! No further! Shattering the hurricane!
Tem muita vida, cara.
Lightning strike! Their arts were interrupted! Glacial fire! I let my guard down!
It's not in your dreams!
Bring you back
Not
from
today!
death!
Starting wind! Carve now!
Dragon form!
Sleep now! Get on in there with the others! Lightning blade! One more time! I'm over
I let my guard down!
Dance in the wind!
Olha só, ele dá um hit e já mata.
I'm primed and ready! Sorry!
Come on!
Dragon swarm!
Ah, vai morrer Shione, provavelmente.
I have to train
Dragon
harder!
swarm!
I never miss! Inferno
Now or never! Can't get out of this!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Dragon swarm!
Oh, dude,
Let me help!
Here,
I'm
let
gonna
me
smart!
Dragon swarm! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Radiant light! Here!
Dragon swarm!
That'll make things easier!
Vacuum blade!
Take water this time!
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Sai, Alphen.
More where that came from!
Lunar heart!
Feel!
Showtime!
Explosion! Hear me! Flame of spirit! Glacial spear! Pierce the evil!
Eu não sei porque que ela não tá me curando.
Here's a healing blah blah blah! Sleep now!
Burn!
Hurricane strike!
Trial devastation!
Reveal!
Incineration wave!
I'm out of ammo! I'll be saving
Here
this
goes.
first aid! Feel! Watch them get on in there with the others! Inferno crossing! Hold on to your arms!
Nossa senhora.
Don't leave me!
In a bind?
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! More where that came from! Resuscitation! Here, let me help!
have to train harder.
Dragon swarm!
I call upon thee!
Where are you going? Glacial fire!
Armor won't save you!
Water! Hear my call! In here! Spread! Here! Flame of fury!
Shione morreu agora.
I hope this medicine works as promised.
Feel the healing arts now! First aid! Radiant here! Water! Hear my call! Not like this! Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Não tá durando nada.
Freeze laser!
Pissed off!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Lancer! Dragon Force! Prepare to be sealed! Take this!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Crush!
Meu Deus do céu.
Smash you! Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation!
Severing
By
Wind!
the power of flame! Vanish without a trace! In here! Go in! Get on!
Dragon Swarm! It's this it?
Burning strike! Water, hear my call!
Tá ficando muito perigosa essa
In
luta.
here! The enemy is going all out! Burning strike! I'll bring this one
I'm gonna need more of that medicine.
Where are you going?
E agora?
The earth throbs in pain. Can't get out of this!
This can't be happening!
Agora morreu a Shione, meu Deus do céu.
I couldn't make it in time. I'll thank you.
What was I thinking?
I'll smash you!
Eu vou tentar mandar ele usar Ars nesses que morreram.
From beyond, imbue this bond with soul. Aren't being interrupted. Shine, radiant light. Regeneration. Regenerate. No further.
Burning strike! Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
I'll finish you here and now. Swarm.
Freeze Lancer!
Severing Wind.
I'll bring you back from depths of this! It's weakened!
Nossa, consegui quebrar na hora o núcleo.
Now. Dragon Swarm. My pilot is down. Take this. Impel punch. Soaring blast.
Tá, pera aí. Como é que nós estamos de PC? Tá.
I'll bring you back from depths of this!
Attack time.
Resuscitation! Far enough!
Down on the ground.
Nossa, na hora.
Faith in me!
Talon Storm.
By the power
Strike.
of flame! Vanish without
Searing
a trace!
Gale. Hurricane. Penumbra. Incineration Wave.
Nossa, agora morri eu.
End here. Forgive me. No further. Do it. Run well. Demons descend. Flashing fang.
Pra qual que ele vai mudar agora, será?
Wait! Where'd the water go?
It's all dried up.
This one's mine!
Ah, agora é energia.
Right!
Elétrica, né?
It's the pain is what it is.
I can handle it! Explosion! Burning strike! Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Let's go! Freeze land here!
Deus do céu.
Radiant light.
I can do this!
Dragon Swarm.
Tem que lutar com calma, não adianta.
Ignite. Down on the ground. Tornado Dragon Swarm. Begin. Vacuum blade. A thrilling performance. In a bind.
Shione, usa a tua revitalização.
Not in your dreams! Resurrection!
No
Stars
good.
and light! Rain down and purify all! Gravitas field! Meteor! That'll bring you down!
Tá, deixa eu usar mais uma dessas.
Try harder. No.
When it's almost in the back!
Your hand. Not done yet. Just falling back.
Then it's time for you to do what you do best!
Severing Wind.
Glacial Spear! Now!
Dragon Swarm!
Hear my call. Far beyond the...
Que droga, que luta complicada.
I call upon thee.
Nothing gets by me!
Lightning strike. Shooting star.
Far enough!
I can do this all day.
Ela não reviveu lá.
Beyond the darkest skies. I call upon thee. Going in.
Ela não reviveu eles.
Burning glacial spear. The enemy would. All out. Freeze lancer. I'm down for something special. This one's mine. Lightning to accomplish it. Thunderblade. Resurrection.
Eu queria que ela usasse esta aqui no do ralinho.
Radiant hit. I'll bring you back from death and mind if I do.
You can
I won't give up.
No rest for the
Ai, morreu a Shione agora, é isso que eu falo.
A new lease on life. Sleep now. First
Dragon
aid.
Swarm.
Hurricane strike. Magic is there.
Take
Here's
this.
evil.
In a bind?
Dragon Swarm. I can do this. I just have to get it together. We're right here. We can help you.
Shion's right. You have us to lean on.
You're right. Thanks.
Eternal devastation!
Hear me. Flame of fury.
On guard.
Glacial spear.
I let my guard down.
This one's mine.
Ó, dois morreram e a Shione não tá revivendo ninguém. É isso que eu falo, não entendo.
All heal.
Dragon Swarm!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. On guard. Resuscitate. Here.
Dragon Swarm!
Blizzard blow. First
I
aid.
owe you one for that.
There!
Lightning. Swift heal us away. Burning strike. Glacial spear.
Easily seized! Can't get out of this!
Freeze lancer. Freeze
Dragon!
lancer. I'll bring you back from death's
Tá
abyss.
quase, tá quase.
Sorry. Patient.
Dragon Swarm! This one's all
Into
mine!
the shadows.
Dance on the wind!
Radiant here.
Penumbra!
It's in your hands now.
Not today!
Into the shadows.
Eu vou ter que usar, não posso arriscar.
Dragon Swarm!
Taste.
By the power of flame.
Radiant light!
Without a
Force
trace.
of regeneration! Regenerate! He who protects.
Tá, pera aí. Eu tenho que ficar pausando toda hora por causa que eu não posso arriscar ficar sem vida.
Dragon Swarm! Megasonic Thrust!
I'll bring you back
Olha só, morreu todo mundo, é isso que eu falo.
from death's abyss. Resuscitation.
Megasonic Thrust! Pierce!
Finish without a trace. Hurricane strike.
Oh,
It's in the
okay.
sky. It's mine. Blizzard. I never miss. By the power of flame.
Dragon
Finish
Swarm.
without a trace. Going in. Blizzard blow.
Megasonic Thrust!
Explosion.
Pierce.
Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning.
Quase morto.
Here's evil. Here, let me help.
Megasonic Thrust!
Aí, ó.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Flor Noturna. Derrote Meneiys, se ao menos pudéssemos admirar Flor Fantasma por mais alguns momentos.
What was with that creature? It was some sort of a Zoogle that could control light. Rinwell, do you think that could have been...
The true form of the phantom flower? No, it couldn't be.
What makes you so sure?
Because...
What the...
Whoa!
What the hell is that? Is the enemy back for more?
Whatever it is, it's freaking huge!
You guys, calm down. It's okay. It's probably... No, it's definitely the phantom flower of Nevira. I read about it in that book we found earlier. It was described as a mysterious light floating up in the sky. It's not dangerous at all. In fact, this is the place it was first discovered.
So that's how it got its name then. You sure it's not some enemy astral art being cast at us?
positive. I think it's just a rare and unusual weather phenomenon more than anything else.
Cislodia obviously used to be covered in darkness around the clock. But with that gone, I guess that's why we're able to see this again?
You could be right. It's so pretty though, isn't it?
Sure. But it's so big we could have seen it from town just fine, couldn't we?
Well, sure, but still.
Hey, who cares where we saw it? I'm just glad we got to see it at all. Besides, that Zoogle was what kept us from seeing it before, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's such a gorgeous night sky here. You should really bring Shion out to watch it.
Right. Right. I'll, do that.
It took a lot to get here, but I can't help but feel like a dream of mine came true. Thanks, Law.
I didn't do all that much, really.
Well, I still really appreciate it. It made me really, really happy.
Hey, you know
Oh, it looks like you can see it even better from over there. I'm gonna go check it out.
Huh? Hey, wait! Rinwell?
Beleza. Mais uma flor astral.
That treasure. What a sweet sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
That'll teach me a lesson about running my mouth.
Don't move. We'll get you healed up.
Até vamos dar uma olhada nesse artefato. Eu não olhei também o que a gente pegou no último com a coruja, né? Essa aqui a gente pegou com a coruja. Esfera com cores brilhantes, com um propósito desconhecido. Joga para que no vácuo no qual o objeto escapa, melhor deixá-lo quieto, tá? E essa aqui é o manual do glutão, a gente pegou. Texto antigo e bem completo sobre comida. Apesar de falar principalmente sobre frutas, tem alguns trechos estranhos sobre sinos e chaves. Tá, peraí. Então esse aqui transfere as entradas da biblioteca e receitas para o novo jogo Plus. Essa aqui, né? Transferir registros. Impulso de efeito de comida 3. Prolonga os efeitos de receitas em 80%. Nossa senhora! Beleza. Uma luta chatinha essa aí, mas também não é tão complexa assim quanto já tá nesse nível mais alto, né? Só uma coisa, será que esses bichos estão nível baixo ainda? Sim.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though. Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Tá, vamos então. Aqui terminou, né? Deixa eu vir aqui na cidade. Desses Loden, na viela. Quero ir do esconderijo ali. Pra ver se só mudou os diálogos de alguém ali, mas eu acho que não.
I can't stop shaking.
Aqui não.
Hey, Alvin. What do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy! Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and
Lá é o pior.
let's go.
Ow!
Não mudou nenhum diálogo. Achei que ia mudar. Será que no palácio aqui tem uma coruja que nem tinha no outro lá? Vamos ver. Não, pelo visto não. O Ruto não falou nada. Esse também não ia fazer coruja nos mesmos lugares, em todas as regiões, né? Não, senão já teria aparecido. Mas vamos só confirmar. Olha aí, ó, viu? Nossa! Metralhadora quebrada. Usada para repelir hordas de criaturas demoníacas, esta arma sofreu muito dano. Quem a empunha sente vontade de gritar, lá vai chumbo.
I sense a strange power from this.
Vamos ver o que faz esse artefato. Transferir dinheiro e itens. Transferir galos e itens do inventário. Então beleza, galera, vamos encerrar esse vídeo por aqui. No próximo vamos para... Eu pensei até vir aqui no Palácio Atelino. A minha dúvida é, será que vai estar tudo nos castelos dessas corujas? Mas vamos vir aqui pra Pelegião, até já vou dar o Fast Travel pra lá. Vamos começar o vídeo direto dali, né? Tem essa missão ali. Ó, crescimento, tem uma sketch, vamos assistir.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but you sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion, but that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alvin's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menencia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alvin? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
Tá, beleza. Aqui também não mudou os diálogos, não. Então beleza, galera, vai sair esse vídeo por aqui. No próximo vamos partir para essa missão secundária que tem aqui. E depois, eu não sei quanto tempo vai levar, a gente vai ter que ir lá pra Dyke Phase, ou onde já tem missões pra fazer lá também. Então por enquanto é isso, muito obrigado por terem assistido e até a próxima. Valeu!